right, let's go. So I'll be doing this game, and I will be also doing the ACES game as well. So what I want to do, oops, what am I doing? What I want to do is I want to go here. I had to make a new list for you so I could break down these offenses and tell you about the 8-8-8 system Sidney Johnson runs. So first, so you can understand what you're seeing, this is why I do these videos, to educate you about basketball so you can become a purist and really respect the game. So the New York Liberty under Chris DeMarco, he's an assistant coach from the Golden State Warriors for many years. He has like 3-4 championships with them. So you're going to see a lot of split screens and slip screens and goal screens, a lot of heavy screening from him. But let's break this down. So the New York Liberty, they're going to do modern floor spacing. Chris DeMarco emphasizes a lot of space to open the paint for players like Breonna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. This involves intentional positioning to prevent the east to west stagnation seen in prior seasons. Structured player movement. While still encouraging versatility, the new system is described as a more structured process compared to previous years. It prioritizes movement and ball handling duties for non-traditional guards, allowing post players to initiate the offense as hubs, off-ball actions and screens. Similar to the Warriors' Splash Brothers era, the offense utilizes high-frequency off-ball movement and screens to create open looks, particularly for sharpshooters like Sabrina Ionescu. Pick and roll integration, and this is where, this gets a little bit more nuanced and dynamic. So pick and roll integration, the offense features guard-driven pick and rolls that aim to touch the paint and generate perimeter shots. So with this one, you'll also see pick and roll situations where the guard is actually rolling to the rim, and the guard will end up catching it at the rim or in the paint, and then will kick out for a more accurate pass on the perimeter. So it will be dynamic in that way. And then advantage creation. Instead of relying purely on star isolation, the focus is on creating systematic advantages where every player on the floor remains a scoring threat. Okay, and then I'll break down some of the screens that they'll use within this offense. It's essentially the Golden State Warriors offense. And then this is an amazing system. I was telling you about this system last year with Sidney Johnson, but it's called the 8-8-8 system. And so it's the 8-second rule. The primary goal is to get a quality shot up with the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. This emphasizes transition play and quick decision making from point guards like Georgia Amore and Rory Harmon. High volume 3-pointers and layups. The offense prioritizes high efficiency looks, specifically attacking the rim or shooting from beyond the arc. Perimeter ball movement. This is the second 8 right here. If an initial fast break look isn't available, the team uses if the look isn't available, the team uses the next 8 seconds to move the ball quickly around so that the perimeter or inside out to create a matchup advantages. So what they're doing, they're just resetting. So if in the first 8 seconds, you want to attack the rim or get a perimeter shot. That's in the first 8 seconds. The second 8 seconds, if that initial layup or perimeter shot is in there, you reset. You work the ball around until you find another quick shot within that 8 seconds. The third 8 is if the first 2 phases aren't in there. The third phase in there, you just find the safest shot as possible. I don't care if it's a post shot, if it's an elbow shot, whatever. You just find the safest shot as possible and use that last 8 seconds of that shot clock. It's 24 seconds. 8 times 3 is 24. So it's the 8-8-8 system. The first 8 seconds, attack for a quick layup or a quick perimeter shot. If that isn't there, you reset, work the ball around, try to score in the next 8 seconds, whether that's attacking, working for a mid-range perimeter, some screen shots, but it all got to be within 8 seconds. If those first 2 initial 8 seconds phases aren't there, then you just look for something really simple. Okay. And then the final point is offensive rebounding. Sidney Johnson emphasizes a bigger, stronger, faster lineup to secure second chance opportunities and maintain offensive pressure. So that's what I wanted to highlight there. So they're at commercial right now. Let's get back here. So yeah, so for some of you who don't know, I was telling you guys about Sidney Johnson's system last season. And it is the 888 or 888 system for his offense. So I just wanted to highlight that. And also, many of you are familiar with what the Golden State Warriors run, but oftentimes what you'll see from them is some ghost screens, some slip screens, and some split screens, flare screens, a lot of movement, elevator screens, down screens, away screens, corner and three screens. You're going to see a lot of that stuff. Scoring in transition, kickouts in transition. Often that's what you're going to see. So, yeah, but I would say to me, the most dynamic part about Chris DeMarco is that you will see pick and roll situations where the guard will actually roll. And they're only doing that so that the guard could deliver a more accurate pass with a paint and spray. Paint and spray means drive into the paint, spray on the perimeter, kick it to the perimeter, whether that's the corner, the wing, or the center. That's what that means. So sometimes a big isn't as accurate with a paint and spray. So this is why you will want a guard or a wing. So sometimes you will see him be dynamic with the pick and roll and have guards to roll, catch the basketball in the paint, and then spray on the perimeter for a more accurate pass, right? And so that's what you'll see. So let's get back to the game and we can look at stats later. They're coming back from the break. All right. I just wanted to highlight that and break that down. So when I do my live streams, the whole point of this is to educate you about basketball so you can have a more comprehensive understanding of basketball by the end of the season once I stream all of these games. And you would be so knowledgeable about basketball, you would then become a basketball purist, and the game would be more beautiful when you watch it. And you will move beyond your favorites. You'll still love them, but you'll find just basketball in general is really fun to watch. Okay, so that's the whole impetus of all of this. So let me turn this up real quick.
Being poised and composed on the offensive side, right? They're trying to run a double stagger again off the weak side, trying to free up pass Prosper on that, and then a back screen by Sony Citron, trying to free up Austin on that left block. Austin working on Han, shoot, gets the contact plus the foul. She has done that time and time again today. That looked to me to be the exact play that Sidney Johnson drew up during that timeout, because it was the fist pump by Sidney Johnson right in front of us that hammered that home for me. But just tremendous footwork inside by Shakira Austin, getting the ball to the second side, putting pressure in the painted area. Yet again, she said she can't guard me. Oh, there was a little extracurricular there as well. Both Area Finn and Lady Hamilton go to the deck. Let's take a look. It's Area Finn. And Laney Hamilton getting an entanglement down there on the lane line.
So they are really getting under Bernijah Laney's skin. In the first meeting, listen, they were about to fight. And then in this meeting right here, what you're seeing is she got a technical for throwing her elbow at the throat of Kassan Prosper, the rookie from Notre Dame.
To pop and recalibrate the quarter court offense for New York. And now Amor picks up another foul. Is this a case of the players not adjusting to the way the game has been called? No, I think it's a case of not having a lot of experience and in-game reps against the adjustments that are being made. We talked about it in the preseason. Collegiate game very different from the pro. This one, though, looks the same as Amor on the run out. Washington, those transition points, that can get them back into a little bit of a rhythm that they've been lacking since the midway point of the second quarter. Yeah, you got to get things moving, but you have to get live ball stops.
get a stop, but it will stay with the Liberty.
Yeah, see, even though that wasn't a steal, that's going to make you rethink. Pass Prosper's in your area, not going to throw that same pass, I tell you that.
5 to shoot. Stewart rises. Can't get it to fall. Citron took a bump. Foul goes against New York.
Okay, and so the only reason why I'm watching this broadcast being commentated by the Mystics commentators is because I like Christy Winter Scott's commentary, her color commentary. She coached, she played the game, she knows the modern vernacular, the modern terminology for these basketball moves. She's also really funny. So, great. Great, Alex Wilson. Great. Nice three-point shot. So New York is up 64-59. At one point, Washington, they were in the lead. Nice, Alex Wilson. Nice. So what I can also do is that I can try to go to the New York, if y'all wanted to hear the New York commentary, and we can do that. Let's try that because I was using the Mystics. I think that's a nice feature the WNBA added.
The tempo as well too. Played some good minutes. She only had 2 points, but there's some energy that she brings to the Mystics this season. And
right, and so this is what I wanted. So I wanted you to see the score versus how the Mystics had it on the right side. Now you get to see it towards the bottom, and that way I don't have to keep turning the phone the whole time. So, which I think is really good. So you can see in the cover photo, I've provided a list of the offensive system the New York Liberty runs, and then I provided a list of the system Sydney Johnson and the Mystics run. Sydney Johnson runs a 888 offense or 888, right? So it's 24 seconds in the shot clock. You split that in 888. And in the first 8 seconds, you're looking for a quick layup or a quick three-point shot. If that isn't there, you reset the basketball within those second 8 seconds and you look for a better option. If that isn't there, then the last 8 seconds, you find the most simplest shot. And that's how that is. So it's an 888 system, and I got that listed. And Chris DeMarco runs the same offense the Golden State Warriors run. You'll see a lot of slip screens and split screens and some pick and rolls into some paint and sprays. A lot of threes in transition, a lot of off-ball movement and cutting and screens. You will also see he gives freedom to his bigs to also initiate the offense in the half court and things of that nature. So it's a lot of screening, a lot of freeing up players to get threes, and that's what you're witnessing.
Little bully ball inside by Kiki Iriefin. She discarded Brianna Stewart and gets the easy deuce there. Lead is 6 as Astier runs the show here for Chris DeMarco. Gets around Amor, puts it up, doesn't get that to go. Not enough spin or height off the glass. And now the Mystics back in business with Shakira Austin controlling. Gets into the paint, gets contacted by Benajelani Hamilton. She wants a review immediately, and we take another look at MJ.
Well, here's what the offense creates. More room for Marine Johannes to really get rolling, turn the back, he can dribble a lot. But look at the brush cut coming up on Astier to take the defense away from Johannes. And if you're in help side and you're not up high enough to contest her shot, she's going to knock it down.
All right, so looks like Chris DeMarco is going to fight for his player and review that. Washington has momentum. They were leading. New York got the momentum and took it back before the half. But even before the half ended, they had to insert Lauren Betts, and they were able to dig into that lead. And they went into halftime with more momentum than New York, even though New York had the lead. You guys, let me make sure this microphone is on. Is this microphone on? Let me see something. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, let's go. Yeah, so, this is just really all about just trying to get momentum. And sometimes you got to fight for your players. That looked like a clean block. That's a clean block, a clean swipe down from Benijah Laney. So she's right. She's right. Now, yeah, that's clean. And the fact that referee is standing right there, the black referee, the black official, I mean, he clearly saw she never touched her. So once again, these are quick whistles. These are real quick whistles. They're already anticipating a foul before it happens because this is what they were told, right? This is what they were told. They were told to do this. And so last game we just watched against Connecticut, they had a total of 50 fouls or something like that? That is insane. So this isn't good basketball to consume if you're a casual fan, right? This is why you left the NBA. This is why the NBA is going downhill, because there's too many ticky-tack calls, and the physicality has been legislated out of the game. And so now you're bringing that to the WNBA, and you mix that with the perception of women, that women are fragile and weak and sensitive and soft. So now there's a soft league with women that doesn't pair well. Okay, now the goal for the WNBA, they wanted to have all teams in the WNBA, or at least at the end of the season as a whole, to average over 90 points a game. That's what they wanted. Okay, they also wanted to protect their stars. And by doing that, you could turn off some casuals where they don't want to watch ticky-tack basketball. And that's the problem. So...
And she's constantly clapping up her teammates, teaching them how to be better in certain situations, letting them know that the standard here in New York and how they can keep building on that. And Coach DeMarco just trusts her to be that second coach out there on the floor.
Looks like we're going to get a call here, and both coaches are going to get the description. But to your point on Benijah Laney Hamilton, think about her career arc. She was drafted by the Sky in 2015, waived by the Sky, then released by the Sun, then waived by the Fever. Then she gets picked up by the Dream. In the bubble, wins Most Improved Player, and that allows her to sign a contract with the New York Liberty in 2021. And look at the player she's become. So you have Aubrey Huff on this team, and Julie Van Loo, who can't seem to find a home. Who do you go to? You go to Benijah Laney and ask her what it takes to stay in this team.
Absolutely, because she's lived the journey. She knows how to coach you through it. The mental aspect of it, of being waived and trying to continue your career in a unique situation. She's done it all.
Well, guess what? I'm 0-1. It was a successful challenge for Chris DeMarco, so the Liberty retained their challenge. They could still challenge again. And the Liberty with possession, up a half dozen. Brianna Stewart right back to work, comes up.
She thought she was going to get that foul because she was getting those calls in the first game. So sometimes they're attacking the rim, not necessarily to make the shot, or, they're attacking the rim to get to the free throw line. And when you don't get that call, you look like an idiot.
Patrick. The rest of our tremendous team here with the New York Liberty on my 9, and a turnover here for the Mystics. Butterfingers from Shakira Austin leads to Stewie in the corner for 3, but
see, all right, so that's not smart. Okay, I just want to say that's not smart, right? Maureen Johannes should have just shot the mid-range shot. Period. End of discussion. Or you should have given it to Jonquel. But they decided to kick it out to the corner for a 3 because that's the system. On top of him running the Warrior system, you doing these paint and sprays. They want to shoot 60 to 70 threes. It's sort of like Nate Tibbetts. His goal is to get 60 or more threes up a game. it's essentially the same thing with Chris DeMarco, but you're hurting yourself. You had an easy shot with Marine or easy shot with Jonquel. They decided to kick it in the corner to Breanna Stewart, who shot 26 or something % last season. Ridiculous.
In on that action, Lori Harmon, terrific defender, had 3 steals in her season opener. They got a takeaway.
Van Loo, no good on the 3.
Now that's one of Julie's issues, at least in the States, is being efficient from deep. Now she looked good last game, right? She has to prove that she can be efficient, she can be consistent. Every game, at least averaging 34 to 36% from deep. Okay, that's Julie's problem. Don't worry about her passing. Her passing is Maureen Johannes. Her crossover, ball handling, layup package, slashing package is Maureen Johannes. She's just a short Maureen Johannes. The problem is that she's inefficient in the WNBA shooting threes. That's her problem. She can't put it back to back often together. And so when you're a team like the LA Sparks and you run this read and react heavy motion system that requires a lot of threes at times, and Julie Van Loo is bricking these threes, one game she's good, the next game she can't make a single three, you don't want to deal with that unpredictability. And that's why they let her go. So she had a really good game with New York, fresh off the plane. She's on a hardship contract. She has to make these threes. She has to show consistency.
As she hits the second. And another whistles, Breanna Stewart. A delay of game on the Mystics, and I think Breanna Stewart was the conduit to that call. As Rebecca Gardner back in the game with Van Loo, Stewie, Jonquel Jones, and Johannes.
Now interesting, Washington picking it up full.
Intensity picking up here for the Mystics. Dougal Leach with the steal. Allie Wilson back in the game too, and she's found there by Citron on the wing, but JJ there for the board and the quick outlet as the Liberty get out in transition, and then a foul call on Wilson, and she can't believe it. And remember, the Mystics lost a challenge in the first half. They cannot challenge the rest of the game.
There's so many great defenders on the Mystics, and they are up in the ante right now, running through the passing lanes, especially in transition. Great find down low.
Gardner, though, kicks it back out. Liberty reset, 10 to shoot. That pass by Van Loo just a little too wide for Jonquel.
Now, yeah, see, she'll try those passes. And that's the same thing you will see from Caitlin Clark or Chelsea Gray, Maureen Johannes. Julie Van Loo would try these over the edge kind of passes, these risky passes. But if she completes them, they're really dynamic. So you just have to live with it. You don't mind it. You just want her to make her threes consistently.
Facing up Lauren Betts. Stewie running the break, goes off the window and puts it in. Stewie on the spot.
There it is, into the paint. And man, Stewie is so consistent. Whenever you need a bucket, gets the ball in her hands, terrific finisher, and just kisses it off the glass, coming full speed in transition.
Here's Citron, gets to the elbow, throws up a prayer, it doesn't.
Nice. So that was a nice curl off of the little mini low stagger at the wing, which is what you wanted to see. So she curls off of that, have a nice mid-range opportunity. I didn't think she needed to go that deep off of the screen. I thought she could have pulled up off of the screen a little sooner and she would have had a cleaner look at it, but that's what she decided to do. Doesn't matter because she gets to the free throw line.
13 points. She's a perfect 7 of 7 from the line. But
So for some of you just watching, if you look at the cover photo, I listed for you these offenses that they run. So you'll see the New York Liberty's offense, and then you'll see the Washington Mystics offense. The Washington Mystics run a 888 offense. which is the first 8 seconds, try to get a layup or a three. If that's not there, reset the basketball, reset the offense, and try to find something a little more simpler. If that's not there, the last 8 seconds, you got to get something a little bit more traditional. Look for anything open. So that's 888, 888. And then obviously the New York Liberty, Golden State Warriors offense. Transition, a lot of cuts, a lot of screening, a lot of threes in transition, a lot of paint and spray. That's what that is.
But that's what we were talking about before we came on the air. We talked about it in the first half. You can't let this youth, some people are like, oh, they're a young team. No, this Washington Mystics team is ultra talented.
Yeah, highly skilled, high IQ. They're going to battle here on the home floor.
Home opener for the Washington Mystics after they ruined the Toronto Tempo's home opener back on Friday night. Brianna Stewart with 16 points, 6 of 14 from the field, and a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Lead back up to 4, coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Looks like this is going to be a battle to the very end between the Liberty and the Mystics. There's Lori Harmon, 6 seconds to shoot. Citron has to act quickly. Gets around Gardner, great move and puts it in. What a move!
Nice. That's a step through jump shot. The best one that ever does that, ever did that is DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner is elite at that, but that was a beautiful step through shot, mid-range shot from Sonia Citron.
Everybody can't see, everybody did see.
See, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to pull the chair, right? So you use their momentum against them. She's backing you down hard and you just slide out of the way. You make her believe you're going to keep letting her back you down. And so once she tries to be aggressive with it, you pull the chair, you move out of the way, she falls to the floor, she loses the basketball.
She's so good at it.
Quick trigger, Johannes. This time no good, just catches the front of the iron. She is now 5 of 8 from deep. Just 3 points shy of her career high of 23, matching her jersey number.
So they're in a 3-2 woman-to-woman principle. You know it's a woman-to-woman principle when you start seeing switches. It's a 3-2 matchup zone. They're trying to limit perimeter shots, okay? But when you start seeing them switching, that's woman-to-woman principles, or you can call it a hybrid zone.
And that foul called on Jonquel Jones. That's going to be her.
So remember, whenever you see a motion offense or a team that uses heavy motion, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do drop coverage. You're supposed to make sure, and this is for 4 out, this is for motion offense, you want to do some drop coverage, you want to do some matchup zones. Okay, if it's a 4 out and 1, if you have a really good big, you want to make sure that you shade or double team the one that's inside as much as possible. And that definitely would affect spray points in terms of going inside of the paint and then spraying it on the perimeter. But for motion offenses, you want to do matchup zones. You want to, at times, do some drop coverage as well. And so that's what you're seeing.
By Dugalich on the elbow.
And so a matchup zone is switches, right? So it could start out as a 3-2. It could switch to a 2-3. It could switch to a 1-3-1. It could switch to a more hybrid zone, if you will, which is a lot of woman principles. You can even switch it to woman. Just depending on what you see at any given situation, any given moment, right? Based off of what they're presenting before you. If they're presenting a 4 out and 1, you might want to switch to a 2-3 or a 1-3-1. Okay. If they're 5 out, you could switch to a 3-2, or you might want to potentially switch to a 1-3-1 with woman-to-woman principles. Or you could switch to a 1-2-2 depending on what they're doing. So Yeah, matchup zones, man. Matchup zones.
And now a whistle. Oh, and Sydney Johnson is complaining to the officials that the shot clock should have been at 14. But now they're resetting the game clock to 9 seconds. Didn't start the game clock on time. That was the issue. So Lainey Hamilton, who hustled after that board, will trigger it in from the side. Coach, Benaija needs some room to inbound. Coach, thank you.
Well, he's fired up right now because he's been yelling at his team, Coach Johnson. Rebound, offensive rebound after a free throw attempt. It's unacceptable.
Damn, see, that's one of the new officials, number 36. That dude's sweating nasty, boy. Jesus. That's a heavy, he perspired profusely. Listen, I've never seen an official have that much sweat on his or her face, ever. So it must be something he's eating or drinking. Like, he might be a heavy liquor drinker. He might consume a lot of liquor, or he doesn't eat good. You can look like you're in shape, but that doesn't mean that you eat healthy. So it could be one of the two. But I've never seen that before from any official.
Something quick and out of bounds on the side. And then it's enough time for the Mystics to get a shot off. So gotta be.
And that's risky because he could be dripping sweat on the floor. And these women are slipping, and it's not coming from them, it's coming from him.
Gets the front of the rim, and that's the way the third quarter will come to a close. New York Liberty with a 3-point lead over the Washington Mystics. And
yeah, that's what it is. So let's go look at some stats. Let's go look at some stats real quick. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the WNBA app. Let's check out stats. Let's check out some stats. Hurry up, load up. Why are you taking so long? All right. All right, so we got, damn, I don't want y'all to do that. What are you doing? It's not what I want it. And don't tell me this thing is going to play. Always do stuff you don't want them to do. I don't want that. Don't you even show that. That dude went overboard. So the man who's responsible for last year's WNBA app, he won an award, a national award, for whatever position he has. So, you know, he clearly wanted to take it another step, take it to another step, another level. And he just did a little bit too much. So the app is ruined. The app is ruined. He was like, ooh, I just won an award. Guess what? I'm going to take it to another level. And he screwed himself, man. So anyway, Sonia Citron, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Shakira Austin in 18 minutes or 19 minutes, essentially 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Kiki Ariafan, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Kassan Prosper, almost 13 minutes, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Georgia Amore, 15 minutes, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. Lauren Betts, 13 minutes, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Angela Dugalich, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Lucy Olsen, only 4 minutes, and that's pretty good in 4 minutes. And then Rory Harmon, 14 minutes, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Alex Wilson, 3 points, 1 rebound. And the reason why I'm not showing you all the stats is because it's accurate. So if I touch it too much, it'll go down. It's just disgusting. Anyway, let's go. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. The app sucks. The app sucks.
Floor, as we know, just gathered, taking on 2 defenders. She keeps the ball up high and kisses it off the glass. 17 points for Stewie, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. She's continuing that MVP campaign already early.
And she's also continuing her climb up the leaderboard in the WNBA all-time scoring leader. She's got 6,033 points now. So she passes Jewel Lloyd. Depending on what Jewel Lloyd did today, I have to check that. I apologize for that because
They play later. They play
Oh,
later.
they play later.
Yes, they play later. I got you, partner. I got you.
here's Prosper. That's no good on the jumper. Stays around for her own rebound. The ball gets deflected right to Iriefin, but she can't hit the bunny, and Brianna Stewart knocks it out of bounds. But I said,
Yeah, the ref should have called that. Look at the referee trying to yell at her. You can't yell at Kiki like that. You have to be professional at all times. Kiki got fouled on that one. That's why the shot was short. She's telling you about it. You want to yell at her.
that. She gets into the top 10. Citron, no good, but Allie Wilson there for the follow.
And there's that offensive rebounding once again. 13 offensive boards for Washington. This is going to be their identity this season. It was a long rebound. I understand off the three-point line, but got to find a body if you're the Liberty.
A Barclays Scorebug, the official banking partner of the New York Liberty. Here's Stewie working on Austin. Can't get that one to fall.
You see that? You see that? She put her body in a position where she tried to draw the foul. Instead of just trying to go for the regular fadeaway shot, she tried to extend herself into the defender so that she can get the foul. And because of that, she missed the shot. So now she looks stupid because the referee didn't give her the call, right? We see that from Angel Reese too. Angel Reese will go in for an inside shot, throwing her body into the defender, not caring whether she makes the shot or not. She just trying to get to the free throw line. If she makes it, it's a bonus, but she just throwing her body, tossing her body into the defenders and just throwing the ball up there and hoping that she can get that foul call. So We've been seeing that really from Stewie the last 4 years. She's been doing dumb stuff like that.
Go right there as Iriefin with the bad pass, and Stewie with the length there is able to steal it. And then a foul on Iriefin, did not have position as Astier was driving baseline.
The turnover number has been starting to creep up for the Mystics. And a couple of times during offense, they force the pass in, trying to make that long pass against the lengthy defense of New York. It's just not going to happen. You see the takeaway there, and they've got 4 steals on the night.
Nigel Hamilton takes a seat and getting coached up on the bench. And Rebecca Gardner comes back into the game for her.
That's 3-2. 3-2, woman-to-woman principles anytime you see that type of switch.
Weak side board, tapped out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Mystics. Brianna Stewart almost had an official have a conference, but
That was close. It was close.
thought better of it, and it'll be Washington ball with a chance to take the lead. Nice spin move there.
That's smart because that was still within the first 8 seconds. Remember, they run the 888 offense, 888, 24 seconds. 8 times 3 is 24, right? So within the first 8 seconds, they want to get a quick layup or a quick 3. If it's not there, reset, find another open shot. If that's not there, reset again and get the most safest shot with those last 8 seconds. That shot from Kassan Prosper at the rim was within the first 8 seconds, so it's okay.
Way by Stewie, and it goes off Austin. It'll be Liberty ball.
Oh, great hands from Stewart. He's getting it done on both ends, but then the drive here. I've been liking this matchup here. Austin tries to beat her to the spot. She just protects her shot with that offhand. And then on the other side, tough, walled up on Shakira Austin. And then great hands to knock the ball off of the body of Austin and go out of bounds.
Lob inside for Hahn. There's the 2019 connection between Johannes and
Risky. It went through, but that was risky. I would have liked to see her shoot the mid-range shot. Risky, but that's Maureen Johannes. So she's going to take chances like that.
with the 6'11" on, standing right there. Here's Amoore to tie it.
Got caught in the blender. Got caught in the blender.
Amoore absolutely loves that corner 3.
9 lead changes, 3 ties. Back and forth they go. Here's Johannes. Tries to answer. Off the heel, no good, and Betts with the board. Here's Austin, gets inside on Gardner.
Nice. Let's go.
Pumped up here. 4 of 10 from the field. She's got 12.
Well, a couple times we've been seeing Washington have some quick hits, right? They've been moving the ball fast, trying to score a bucket quickly. The Liberty was just discombobulated on the defense.
And that's what you saw. You essentially saw a nice little quick rescreen, but it was what it really was 2 slight ghost screens that looked like they were going to be solid from Honshu, and then she just split out for a little wing 3. So that's what he's going to do.
5.3 rebounds. And tonight, 14 and 6. So the Liberty had held her in check.
Yep.
But to your point, early in the first half, there's just so much more to her game.
Yeah, I mean, she's worked on her handles. She talked about doing that in Miami with Unrivaled, and how she just wanted to add to her game this season. They locked her up for a 3-year contract as well, too. I think very much deserved.
That ball kicked into the corner. Prosper gets it to Amoore. She thought about the 3, gets it inside to Betts, working on Sweeney, no good, and Gardner.
She should have just hit it off the glass or went with a right hook shot.
Defense there by Brianna Stewart as Gardner takes.
See, Gardner is very confident because she dominated in Athletes Unlimited. She was second runner-up to MVP. Odyssey Sims won an MVP. Now, I'm bringing this up because in the 5-year history of Athletes Unlimited, any player that won an award, they have 5 awards. Or if you just had a good season in general, it always carried over to the WNBA season and your career took off after that. So, and this past season of Athletes Unlimited was its most competitive. It's a league of 40 players, and 36 of those players were 100% WNBA players. And Rebecca Gardner was second in MVP. She didn't win it, but she won some other award. So let's go.
3 from downtown. Amoore can't get that one to go, but another wide open look for the Mystics from the perimeter. They are now 5 of 19 from downtown. Into the corner, Van Loo, quick footwork. Ball moves around the perimeter. Johannes, Rainbow doesn't go. There's Gardner with the rebound, puts it up off the glass, puts it in.
That was nice. I told you, she's super confident. She played against elite talent in Athletes Unlimited. And sometimes the defense she was facing was more formidable than what she's seeing right now, depending on who was on the floor at the time. And Athletes Unlimited makes you play 100 miles an hour because you have to focus on all details of the game in order to get points. So if you get a steal, that's worth a certain amount of points. Okay. If you get a block shot, right? If you get a defensive rebound, every single thing you do it counts as different points. And you accumulate that, whatever you accrue by the end of the season, you can be 1, 2, or 3. If you have the most points, you win an MVP, right? So Odyssey Sims had the most points. She accrued the most points, and that's from steals, blocks, rebounds, making free throws, assist numbers, 50-50 numbers, less turnovers, forcing turnovers, all of those things. Threes are worth a certain amount. Everything, you get a certain amount if you win each quarter, if you win the half, if you win the game, right? So you have to focus on every detail of basketball. So it's always heightened, right? You're always under pressure. So if you can excel in Athletes Unlimited, the WNBA, you're going to have success in the WNBA, right? Because it makes you focus on all the details of basketball if you want to move up the scoreboard, the leaderboard, right? So that's why you see Rebecca Gardner and these other women who played in Athletes Unlimited look really great. That's why I said Caitlin Clark should have played in Athletes Unlimited in the offseason. It's only 4 weeks. She didn't want to do it. So that probably explains why she's been struggling. Let's go.
Grandchildren will ask not what our generation said, but what it did. We are nature ourselves. We are a part of it, not apart from it.
One of the most prolific serial killer cases in modern U.S. history.
Something sinister happened.
Don't look at that.
All right, y'all, it's 5:02. This is a good game. We'll get back to it. Let me just check in real quick. I think this game is supposed to be on ABC, right? The ACES. Yeah, I think the ACES game, it's supposed to be on USA. We'll come back to it. Let me go to Hulu. I know it should also be showing on or maybe, I don't know. I thought the game came on at 5 o'clock. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go to USA. I could be wrong. It could come on later. Okay, the pregame is at 5:30. Great. I want to record this. I don't want to miss this pregame. Let me do that. Let me add that. I like to go back and watch these games. And the WNBA app, for whatever reason, they want you to watch the 10-minute cut up of the game. It's ridiculous. It's just stupid stuff. So, all right, let's go. Let's get out of this. All right, let's go back. I want to watch the Liberty broadcast of it.
Skyscraper, stop Prosper the rookie.
You read my mind. Amongst the trees. You know, this is interesting too with Liberty as they throw it away. Gotta be better entry passes to JJ. I think a couple times they just misturn. And when she makes that cut, she's gotta get the fire. She's got the seal on the inside and she immediately just pats her chest and says, hey, my bad, there's gotta be a better pass. But I've seen that a little bit throughout this game here. And I think she's been having great positioning on the inside, so we got to get back to getting her touches with a nice clean.
When she gets that seal,
Yeah.
it's an automatic mismatch. If she gets the ball on time, like you said. Kick ball, it'll be Liberty ball.
They're clearly not listening unless that was something he just wanted to run in particular. Okay, so yeah, we just saw 2 back screens side to side being set, formed a really good wall for her to just shoot that shot. I don't know why she didn't just straight up take it, but whatever.
20 points, 5 of 11 for downtown and Jonquel Jones.
You can't be mad, Jonquel. Y'all, you asked for it. The Players Association met with the officials and the coaches, including the league, and they all agreed to be ticky-tack so that the scores you can score more points, it could be more freedom of movement, and you can protect the superstars. Meaning the superstars are healthy, plus they're producing a bunch of points. By the end of the year, you look at the point average for the WNBA as a whole, as a league, and it's 90 or 92. That's what they wanted. And so because of that, they had to remove physicality, legislate physicality out of the game. And now the foul calls, penalties are at an all-time high, disgusting. And now you don't really like it anymore. Well, that's what you asked for. You asked for that, right? So, sympathy. The ones who suffer are the fans. Those are the ones who suffer. Okay. She gets $60,000 per child, y'all. They probably increased it this year. They didn't put out the entire stipend, the CBA yet. Under the old CBA, the WNBA would give you $60,000 per child. So Emma Cannon has 3 children. So your chick walking out there with $180K, man. And like, that's what that is. So some women were taking advantage of it. You see them trying to adopt children. They're doing it through a surrogacy. And that was another little loophole, another little situation where you could steal money from the league. So the fact that Emma Cannon has 3 kids, that's $180K. That's under the old CBA. They probably increased it under the new CBA. So on top of free daycare, they also will give you a 2-bedroom apartment if you have more than 1 child. If you have 3 or more, they'll give you a 3-bedroom. These are all luxury apartments, by the way, in the best neighborhoods. And all of your utilities are paid for, and your house comes fully furnished. If you decide to get your own furniture, the WNBA will reimburse you. Will give you a stipend for that. You're watching a league that's full of a bunch of women still on scholarship. Everything is paid for. All they have to do is go play basketball and pay their T-Mobile bill. That's it. Crazy, right? All right, let's get back to the game.
And the expense, Portland Fire.
And you know, Chris, we were talking off camera here as we see JJ take a seat. They were challenging her 6th foul. And in what we thought, it looked like she just turned around. And this hip out, didn't do anything extra. Just looked like Citron ran into her.
I don't know what you expect
Yeah.
Jonquil Jones to do. She's playing basketball. There's a human motion.
Left hand, y'all. Left hand, physical, contact. Left hand, contested, physical. Nice.
Games, Jonquil Jones has been in foul trouble. They've been really honing in on her offensive fouls, and she just can't believe it. Hand to the face, smiling, because she just can't believe it. And you see how it changes the dynamic. Immediately, the Mystics go in.
Yeah, it's weak. It's weak. And listen, unless you are a true fan of the WNBA, you're a fan of these women, of these teams, it's going to be hard for you to watch these WNBA games. They didn't factor that in. Remember, this is a league that is more reactive than they are proactive. And that's the problem. They don't have foresight. Sometimes they're just stupid.
And it's just such a frustrating way to go out of the game. Tough tight one as well.
Nice move inside to get that pass from Stewart, but Astier could not finish. And now the Mystics with another chance to take the lead.
Stagger.
There goes Harmon. Astier kind of fell asleep there for a second.
Yeah, turned her head, looked to the right.
And good on.
I didn't think she should have penetrated that much. So you got her coming off of the stagger, and all Rory Harmon had to do was dribble in a little bit and do a punch dribble and then kick it back out on the perimeter for a wide open 3. Oh, so I know it was sort of a little misdirection play, but I thought, okay, nice little flare screen. Nice little flare screen.
That's a rebound here. She's got 19 points and 8 boards. Following up that double-double with 31 points on opening night at Barclays Center.
See, those are 2 weak screens. You really got to sell it. Okay, so if it's going to be a ghost screen, you got to sell it more than that, where it can be more impactful. It can affect the defender a lot more. Those were 2 light, very weak ghost screens. Like, what are you doing?
Harmon has been playing great on-ball defense, and she fought over the top of that screen to shut down anything STA could get going and looks on the offensive end.
Liberty started 5 of 11 from downtown at the half. They are
So what you just witnessed from Sonia Citron was a post down screen, and then she also received a down screen from Shakira Austin to get open on the perimeter. So she came from the corner and set a post down screen. She then came off of a post down screen from Shakira Austin, which freed her up.
That's a double clutch and gets it to go.
And what that would have been really was a New York screen. The term for it is a New York screen, typically. So
Johannes, the screen from Stewie, the handoff, and how about the finesse?
no, I told you, that's what she does. Her layup package is elite. See, Caitlin can't do stuff like that. That's why I keep telling y'all, Caitlin has a basic Sue Bird layup, a basic left hand, a basic right hand. She can't get creative in the air like that, and you need to be creative in the air. So if it's in traffic, if it's contested, if you have to get it off in a certain way, you have to be able to be creative in the air, and that's just not Caitlin Clark, right? So it's just levels to it. Asia can't even do stuff like that. That's why you can never say a player is the best player in the world when they're missing so many layers, so many pieces to their game, to just the overall game of basketball. And they're missing so much. There's other players that have more than others. And so what you could say is that statistically, in terms of accolades, yeah, Asia is the best in the WNBA. Currently right now, 3 championships, 4 MVPs, defensive MVPs, all-star. You could say that. She's averaging a bunch of points, a bunch of rebounds, block shots. But is Asia Wilson the best three-point shooter in the WNBA? No. Is she the best three-point shooting power forward in the WNBA? Hell no. Is she the best at handling the basketball at the power forward position in the WNBA? No. Does she have the best layup package at a power forward? No. Right? Slashing package? No. The best facilitator, court vision, accuracy, timing? No. Right? The best off shooting, off dribble? No. Contested? No. Trail? No. Transition? No. Screen? No. Defending on the perimeter? No. Switching onto guards? No. Right? So it's levels to this. So you could say Asia currently has the most championships out of all the players in the league right now. She's dripping with accolades, and her stats for her position is elite. That's fair, but you can't say she's the best player in the world.
Just turn it. What am I supposed to
Same
do?
thing we said, JJ.
I'm a professional lip reader on the side.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Children's parties, anything. Oh, nice look inside from Shakira Austin to Prosper, and the game is tied once again. Back and forth we go.
Really nice job, Prosper, just recognizing the lane opened up. Miscommunication on the defensive end is 2 going to the ball.
That time.
No, that was unnecessary, Marine. See, at that point, you're doing too much. Now, you live with it because she's so dynamic as a passer. Her vision, her spatial awareness, her peripheral, everything is so elite. And she will take chances. It makes it dynamic, right? The problem is that, it's not like she's always accurate. And sometimes her decision-making isn't always the best. So sometimes you have to be traditional. It's okay to be fundamental, to be textbook at times.
Brianna Stewart once again with the ball in her hands, as it should be when the Liberty need a bucket, playing through Stu. She gets it to Astier, 5 to shoot, goes into the lane, loses it, gets it to Stewart, has to take it quickly, and connects! Ice in her veins, and Stewie hits the J.
Yeah, they were supposed to locate. You see a loose ball, if you're not the initial one trying to go get it, you got to locate the next body and attach yourself to a body, y'all. You got 4 people around that one basketball, right? You got 4 people. Look at that. 4 of them. And you know what that means? She see 4 people, 4 white jerseys surrounding her. Someone is open. You got to locate and attach yourself to a body. Relocate, attach yourself to a body, man. And it's just crazy stuff like that, y'all. Just a lot of this is fundamentals, man. This is rudimentary. And you've been playing basketball too long. You have to go locate a body and attach yourself to that body. There should only be 1 person or 2 people around that loose basketball. Everyone else has to go find a body and attach themselves. It's really, really simple, right? And so now he has to call up a play with 38 seconds left and hope that he can tie the game and potentially send this thing to overtime, but maybe he can get a 3-point shot, right? So if you lose this game, they're going to say the people who had Washington at the bottom of the power rankings, they're going to say, man, we have to move Washington up, but we expect the New York to win a game. Washington is really going to fight hard like they did last year. I think we underestimated this roster like they did last year. If Washington wins this game, they're going to make an excuse and say, well, New York was without Satu and other players and all of those things like that. And we're not so sure we're truly sold on Washington, even though they're missing a couple pieces. But yeah, it's very, respectable, and I've gained a lot of respect for Washington. I'm not sure how high I'm going to move them up in my power rankings and all of those things like that. It's crazy. Oh, you can't airball that, but go ahead, get it. Why isn't Lucy Olsen in the game? But I know they wanted Roy Harmon's defense. Good pass. Good pump fake. See, you got to be patient. See, Angel Reese would have just threw that up there. Camila Cardoso would have just threw it up there. I love you, Camila, but she just tossed it up there. Sometimes you got to be patient, man. Patient. Like Kiki.
We can see what happened here. Harmon tracks it down, and then Han Shu got caught up on the ball. And that's when Area Finn could really seal on the backside. Johannes on her, trying to find her, and she just uses her body. Gets the tough seal, perfect pass on the post entry. Couple of ball fakes, and just gets it to go.
Yeah, that's a tough guard for Marine Johannes. That low center.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Marine Johannes has never been a good defender. She's always been a good help defender, okay? She's always been a good help defender. She's a good prober on the weak side. The weak side is where the ball isn't, okay? So she's like Caitlin Clark. They're good probers from the weak side, and they're just overall good help defenders, right? But in terms of an on-ball defender, they're not good at it. Now, you could say Caitlin is a little bit better at it to some degree than Marine Johannes with on-ball defense, but not really. So they're good probers from the weak side, and they're just good in general as help defenders. But on-ball defense, they're not good at that. They're not very good at it. So, yeah, there's that. And the same with Julie Van Lowe. She's also not a good on-ball defender. Now, Rebecca Gardner is. Aubrey Griffin is, but he's not playing her. So, yeah.
Has to keep.
Rebecca Allen. I don't like Rebecca Allen anymore because she took some shots at the sky, you idiot. But Rebecca Allen is really good as a perimeter shot blocker. She's one of the best perimeter shot blockers in the world.
To look for perimeter shooting, obviously, the 3-ball had been falling for them early on, but I think they're going to give Stewie some touches. She's going to have to get some action that gets her into the paint. She's going to take her off ball and have Johannes facilitate right now.
David Johnson was telling his team to fake this, call the reset timeout, but I don't think they're going to have any time left. Here's Stewie working on Austin. Jump shot is up and no good.
Put them in a nice little twist screen. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. You seen a little back screen into a down screen. Stewie slips through, gets a good look at the basket. She just didn't make it. So now they go into overtime. don't worry, the ACES and SPARKS game is coming up. It starts at 6 o'clock. I know some of y'all want to see USA Network's pregame show, which features some big names on their pregame show. So I'll make sure we look at that as well. So this is a 2-for-1 video. And then I'll have to do a separate video for the final game of the day. I think that's the Phoenix game. And I'll end this stream, and then I'll have to make a new stream with a new thumbnail, new cover photo, breaking down those offenses. I should have made an extra cover photo to break down the offense of the ACES. Just show you a list so you can see it. You know, I know you're hearing me talk about it, but I will read it for yourselves, right? But I know their offenses, so it's not an issue. Okay. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. So once I'm done with the ACES game, I'll end the stream. I'll charge the phone, and I'll make a cover photo for the Mercury's offense, and a thumbnail, change the title, description, all of that. So that'll be a separate live stream video for that one. So yeah, so this one right here is just breaking down their offense from both teams so you can understand what you're seeing. And then what I'll do is we'll watch the game together, and I'll show you, I'll break down certain screens they're running, different defenses, different sets, different designs, overall insight, as comprehensive, just do different things, man. Give you bios, all sorts of things like that. So anyway, let's get back to it. Just
Adjusting into the paint for some layups as well.
Dominic mentioned it. She hit 5 threes opening night against the Sun. 5 again here tonight. She's now 10 of 20, shooting 50% from 3 here on in this early season. 17 points on Friday night. She's got 22 here tonight to lead all scorers. She has been the catalyst for this New York Liberty team, along with Brianna Stewart, who has hit big shot after big shot. But that last play by Shakira Austin, to your credit, you've been talking about how she has evolved her game through unrivaled and working tirelessly on her craft. That's what it takes to stick in this league and get those contracts. And you're seeing it live right now with Shakira Austin. It's paying off. Big time dividends.
Absolutely. Big defensive stop. Yeah, just stay vertical, make the shot difficult, and now we play on.
Liberty 1-0 last season. That one win in overtime was against the Mercury in the playoffs. Washington was also 1-0 in OT as the Liberty control. Hahn gets to Astier and Marine Johannes. Surprise, surprise. Will run things here for New York. Guarded by Prosper. Now Stewie backing down Austin, puts it up, rattles.
That was beautiful. Did y'all see that matchup? It started out as a 1-3-1, and then it went into a 1-2-2. That was amazing, y'all. That was amazing, and it allowed them to get that rebound. So you essentially go into a 1-3-1, which provides balance from the perimeter, the corner, potentially even the wing, and also protects you in the paint area. And then through penetration, it morphs into a 1-2-2. Elite defensive play calling from Sidney Johnson.
No one actually got to that when it went up in the air. But
all right, so that's the 50-50 game. There's 4 phases to basketball. Offense, defense, 50-50, and then transition.
Citron loses it to Astier. And now, what an athletic pass. She gets it to Johannes, falling to the ground inside the Hahn from Stewie, but she can't get that to go, and the ball out of bounds. It'll be Mystics' ball.
How about the defense from Austin? again. Swats the ball away. I give credit to Han. She ran the floor after this great defense from SDA. And then you said it, partner, just the concentration to pass out of that trap.
She got bodied there too. I'm surprised there wasn't a foul call with all the fouls we've been seeing here all. And nothing was called there. And I think head coach Chris DeMarco was a little upset about that non-call. But we play on here. Neither team scoring so far in overtime. The Stewie gives up her dribble. Gets it to Astier. Pauline gets it inside to Stewie. Lays it up and in with the left. Another big-time bucket by Stewie.
Very smart move. Recognized she didn't have to match up on Austin, who's been playing great defense so far. And the refs call a foul here.
Oh man, it's almost 5:30, y'all. So I gotta hurry up and we gotta watch that USA pregame show. I wish I could make a new cover photo because it's gonna look kind of crazy showing the Liberty Mystics offense once we're watching the Aces. But I ain't got time for all that because I don't want to miss any part of the game creating all of that. So it doesn't matter because these videos won't be made public anyway. It's just that I want you to see the type of offenses the Aces and the Sparks run. I want you to see, provide you a list of everything that they do within these offenses. But I mean, I can tell you about it, but I want you to see it for yourself. You can take a screenshot and study it. But I don't want to miss any part of the game. So it is what it is. We'll do that another time.
Another whistle. This time it's going to the other side.
And then I was supposed to make another thumbnail for the Aces Sparks game, but forget it. We'll just do this.
They come out of that unscathed, but it's been 19 second chance points for the Mystics. 16 offensive rebounds.
And that was a problem against the Sun as well.
Yeah.
And another whistle. That one I believe is going to be on Prosper. That's her 5th foul for the rookie. Two rookies on the floor here in crunch time and overtime for Sydney Johnson. Prosper, who started the game. And Allie Wilson out there as well.
They missed time down low.
No good on the three. Johannes hustles to the rebound, gets it to Gardner. Thought about it. 10 to shoot. Johannes reset. Directing traffic, gets it to Stewie. Turnaround jumper up and off.
See, I told y'all she was trying to get fouled. If Stewie just literally focused on actually making the shot and not trying to get the and one, Stewie would have made that. She's been doing this the last 4 years, y'all. And that's why her field goal percentage has gone down. Her three-point percentage has been struggling as well. Breanna Stewart is trying to get fouled. She's trying to draw contact. And she didn't start off that way. You know, she didn't. And you look at over the last few years, look at her three-point percentage. Look at her field goal percentage at times. It's because Stewie is actually seriously trying to get to the free throw line. It's just ridiculous. Like, just play straight up. Just try to make it. If you get fouled, you get fouled. And now she's trying to work the referee. You see her, she's talking to the referee. Shakira Austin should have been saying, man, stop trying to work the ref. Man, don't listen to her, ref. Don't listen to her. Like, that's like, don't let her work the referee and then the referee is going to start calling that stuff. Like, Shakira should have been saying, man, stop trying to work the ref. Man, stop. Like, kept saying that to Stewie.
1 of 2, and the lead down to 1 for New York.
It's going to be something to keep an eye on, too. Washington shot 59% from the free throw line in that tight game against the tempo. So the Liberty putting them on the line. We'll see how they...
All right, so what that was a 90-degree cut into the corner for a corner three.
And it's a corner three!
So that's what you saw. So you saw a 90-degree cut, which is I'm talking about a 90-degree cut, a 45-degree cut. A 45-degree cut is an angle cut or a diagonal cut. And so that's what you saw. She faked one way, hit her with a 45-degree cut, and then you hit her with a corner three. So watch this. Diagonal cut, go into the corner three. So Rebecca Garter, you fake one way, you do a 45-degree cut at an angle, pump fake, kick it to the corner, corner three, boom, right? So a 45-degree cut is an angle cut, a diagonal cut. A 90-degree cut is an L cut, right? And preferably you would do that running from the corner baseline, and then you cut up to the perimeter, and it matches perfectly with a zipper screen. Okay, you can also do a 90-degree cut from the perimeter as well, right? And that will require a back screen, and it can get you open to the rim and even potentially for a paint and spray opportunity. So you can do a 45-degree cut to the rim. You can even do a 45-degree cut away from the rim into down screens as well. And the same with L cuts. Now you can also do a dive cut. These are direct cuts to the rim, whether it's coming from the baseline or it's coming from the center. So you also have a V cut, which is more dynamic than an L cut on the perimeter. You have curl cuts. So we can get into all of that. But anyway, let's finish.
You're happy for her at that. To make use of her minutes, look for her shot more. Just playing with a ton of confidence.
Oh, Astier with the steal, steps in front, goes to coast and puts it up and in.
Huge.
The French connection, getting it done for the Liberty here down the stretch.
She's been huge defensively.
Wilson, a long three off the side of the rim, but again, the Mystics able to get the offensive rebound, and Austin makes the Liberty pay and cuts the lead to 4.
I'm shocked she didn't get that foul called. I thought she was going to get it called.
Get these rebounds now, limited them to one shot. It's how the Mystics have been hanging around.
And that foul is going to be on Citron as both.
All right, so Citron fouled out. Oh no, I thought that was on Kassan.
Well, Astier has been great. We talked about her offense, aggressiveness, her passing ability, with 2 steals on the day, and she just read that.
Yeah, but credit to the referees for not, well, I'm not going to say credit to them. I'm just happy they didn't call that foul because she threw her body into Prosper.
The French connection, 14 of 24 and 39 points. Does Johannes have more to add? No.
Good, give her that foul. And Maureen Johannes was also trying to get a foul on the perimeter as well. I thought she should have just focused on trying to make the shot. We don't care about moral victories, right? The prognosticators, the analysts, everyone had you losing this game except Washington Mystics fans. They all had you losing this game. Look at the power rankings. They got y'all at the bottom, not making the playoffs for 2 years in a row because they don't know Sydney Johnson's system. And they think because you're so young that you're supposed to lose. And, that's essentially what that is. So just go out and try to win this game. Win the game and you shut them up. You're 2-0. They're forced to move you up the power rankings and talk about you in a different way, see you in a different light. And then that humbles them. They have to humble themselves and say, we need to start studying more. We judged you because you were young, and we're going to be honest, we don't even know the type of system Sydney Johnson, be honest. Oh, they're young, a bunch of new players, they're young. And just be honest, you don't know Sydney's system and you judged them wrongly again, right? You misjudged them again 2 years in a row. If you look at the roster, they have one of the most complete rosters in the league. Sydney Johnson's system is a 888 system, 888, right? He has the pieces. I don't care that you're young. These are skilled young players. These are efficient young players, okay? And he has a great system. So, anyway, let's get back.
Had a couple options there with Stewie. She keeps it herself, working on Iriafin. Gets it to Stewie, goes inside, lays it up, no good. Rebound to Iriafin.
She had the lane.
11.
Yeah, she had the lane.
Looks like she just short-armed it a little bit. 38
stagger. That was a weak stagger.
Citron, high off the window, no good. Look who's
Nice.
there. Area with the following once again.
All right, he's calling the timeout. I hope they go to commercials so I can go to Hulu real quick because we're missing the pregame show on USA Network. I'm hoping that this is the one time I want to see a commercial. But I got it recorded. I have it recorded, so it doesn't matter.
But then she gets the positioning inside, does not give up on the play. See here, slips the screen, positioning, doesn't get it. She doesn't get that.
Yeah, she's got to get that. She's 6'4" and she could jump really high. She can dunk. I wish she would dunk in a game, but she could dunk. So there was no way Rebecca Gardner was getting that. She was never getting that rebound.
20 points.
Only way Rebecca could have gotten that rebound is if soon as she saw Sonya shoot that basketball, she would have had to box out immediately and force over the back penalty on Kiki Ariafin. That would have been the only way.
And we've seen so many fights for those 50-50 balls where she comes away with those two. Just an unbelievable motor, athleticism. We're seeing the entire package with Kiki Ariafin here.
All right, so he's giving them a warning. Y'all got to hurry up. Come on, hurry up. Get that thing going.
She's just so steady throughout the game.
I think she had 6 points at one point
Yes,
in the third quarter.
yes,
You brought it up.
Yes.
On the other side of the coin, it's been a two-headed monster for that man's team, with Maureen Johannes and Brianna Stewart combining.
So there's the general manager of the New York Liberty sitting behind them. You also see old school NBA player Karan Butler and his daughter sitting courtside. I think he's from the DC area.
Johannes with 37, Stewie with 38, Gardner and Hahn off the bench with 25. You do it, you have to do to win the ball game.
Yeah.
Here's Benija, gets into the paint, lays it up with the right, and she is fouled.
See that? But that's smart. Force the referee to make a decision and scream. So she drove in and she screamed. Right? So you got to force the referees to make a call. Let's see. Nope. Now they're going to get Kassan because obviously her body was on her. But she screamed. That's what it is. And so that's what it is, y'all. This is what they wanted. It is what it is. So what that tells you is really Washington should have went into a zone. They should have set up a zone defense, right? So it should have been a 2-3 zone. They should have went into a 2-3 zone. That would have stopped her from penetrating. She would have had to kick out. So, or that's on him. He could have went with a 2-3. He could have went with a 1-2-2. And because he didn't do that, she was able to split, get Kassan Prosper off balance, go inside. Kassan Prosper body touches her. She then screams. She gets called for the foul. So that's on Sydney Johnson. Sydney Johnson should have went with a 2-3 zone, a box zone, or 1-3-1. And that would have killed all of that penetration from her.
Missed her last season. As she hits it.
And I'm missing all of this freaking pregame show because they don't want to do things the right way. But look, the league is getting what it wants, right? With all of these fouls. Look at the score. 94-92. Last season, it would have been in the 80s or the 70s. So the league is getting what they want. I think last year the league as a whole averaged, I think 80 or 85 points. I think it was like 80, maybe 85 points. So far, Friday, Saturday, and today, we're getting scores in the 90s. Now I know Connecticut, they didn't do too good today in terms of high numbers, even though they played really good. And then Las Vegas only scoring 66 points was ridiculous, but yeah.
I know. I mean, you already know what Washington's going to do. They're going to try to go inside right away. I mean, they have 54 points in the paint.
But I remember having a conversation on Twitter with Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen. This is when she was coaching the Jacksonville University Dolphins, the JU Dolphins. And she would always do this and just say, hey, you know, what do you think about this or that? She'll just put it out there. So this time she said, what do y'all think would be the future of women's basketball? And I said, height at every position, like men's basketball height at every position. And I had a couple high school coaches and AAU coaches, and they was like, oh, I disagree with you. There's no way I'm putting my 6'3" big as a guard or a wing. She's going to be on a block. And I was like, well, you're just holding them back. And so, but it turned out, look. 6'4", Leone Thebes is a shooting guard. 6'4", Stewie, small forward, power forward. Jonquil Jones can play 3, 4, 5. Satu Sabli can play 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. Like, that's the way it is. Han Shu can play the 4 and the 5.
Being short-handed.
Growing up, I saw a lot of Hagler-Hearns fights, and this has a lot of that look as that ball goes off Citron. Great defense by Maureen Johansson.
No, it's under 2 minutes. You got to review that. You have to review that to make sure. Let's see. Oh, no, that went off of her knee.
Just again.
See if we can get another look at
Because
that
now
play.
I think 2 back-to-back plays where the Mystics could have challenged. Great job stopping here, but I mean...
no. See, that's on Sydney. Remember what I told y'all, the different traits of a head coach. And sometimes you get these head coaches, they're not good game managers. And a game manager knows when to challenge, knows when to call timeouts, knows how to stop momentum, knows how to get momentum, knows how to work the referees, understands minute allocation, rotation, substitution packages, things like that. Those are game managers. The fact that those are two things he didn't challenge. He didn't challenge that foul. He didn't challenge that ball going out of bounds. And from that angle, it's clear that Maureen Johannes knocked it out of bounds, right? So that's on Sydney. He failed his team. So if they lose this game, that's on Sydney, right? So that's one trait, game manager. What's the second trait? Inspirational, motivational coaches. If your team is in a funk, you able to say things to pull them out of that funk, to inspire them, to motivate them. What's the third trait? The third trait is the whiteboard, X's and O's, adjustments, ATOs, out of halftime adjustments, all of that. What's the fourth trait? Prep, coaches who can prepare you, film study, practices, scouting, all of those things, right? And so some coaches have them all. They're great motivational coaches. They're great with prep. They're great on the whiteboard, the X's and O's. At some point, we got to get to a blackboard. But anyway, they're great on the white. At some point, we got to get to tablets. Anyway, but they're great on the whiteboard. And then they're good game managers. Some coaches have one trait. Some coaches don't have any traits. And so that's part of the issue. So I'm pissed off that I missed the USA Network pregame show for this crap. To watch Sydney Johnson screw this game away. It's ridiculous.
Free to play. Here comes Citron. Has to boogie.
This dude said boogie. What the hell? All right, I'm out of here. Good. That's game. Sydney Johnson screwed y'all, ladies. He screwed y'all. Idiot. Blame Sydney Johnson for the loss. That L is on him. Idiot. Freaking idiot, man. And now he has to give some freaking moral victory speech in a locker room. We were right there, ladies. We're going to get back to work. Put your heads down. Get back to work. It's just the beginning. There's a lot to learn. Right? There's a lot to learn. Recover. We'll come back and study film. There's a lot of meat left on the bone. All of this stupid stuff, man. I swear. Dude, all you had to do was challenge it. Idiot. Man, y'all don't hurry up and get to this thing? Let's go.
Your new home for live events, USA Sports.
They say life's a beach and then you die. Nobody knows that more than Los Angeles.
Oh, Caitlin Clark fans are about to be so pissed to see Elle Duncan.
Best basketball player on the planet is in the
That sounds like El Duncan.
short season and a 19-point effort in last night's opening loss with
She just lied and said Asia the best player on the planet. Crazy.
Chelsea Gray in her 6th season with the Aces getting her Mother's Day flowers. We see you, Chelsea. And then there's Nneka Ogwumike. Okay, Nimkati, making her return to LA as she hopes to spark their first postseason trip.
I don't even know if Nneka has a boyfriend. I don't know if Nneka is a lesbian. I don't know if Nneka is a heterosexual. I don't know if she's a bisexual. I don't know. I know her sister is married. I've never seen Nneka with a man or a woman, so I have no clue.
First game of the year playing against the defending champs. I think of it as an opportunity.
It's going to be a good test for us, and we have nothing to lose. I get it. People want to beat us. Las Vegas, that's the standard. We're going to get everyone's best shot. We're not satisfied. We're not content.
But you really never know how good you are until you get punched in the face.
We're going to get everybody's best every single night.
Welcome to the WNBA on USA Pregame, presented by Ford.
Today at Crypto.com Arena, a clash of two of the most storied franchises in W history. You've got the LA Sparks.
This already look better than ESPN and Ion. I love you, Ion, but this looks better than Ion and ESPN.
And the comics who came before them. Hello, and welcome to a new home for a new era of the WNBA.
Let's go! We in this thing! Let's go!
USA Sports, your home of the 2026 WNBA Finals, by the way. From our Connecticut studios, I say...
The legend, Shamika Holsclaw.
How many times are we going to say, I'm a mommy, over and over, but I'm a mommy? To the fans at home and to the two mothers on the desk with me here today. She's a WNBA champion and then turned into an owner. It's Renee Montgomery. Hello, mother.
What's up with it?
And one of the, we're doing this, and one of the defining stars of the WNBA, the Hall of Famer, is Shamika Holsclaw.
All right.
They act like we're just being this way because it's our first show. We're going to be like this all the time.
Turned up.
Especially because the studio has like the new studio smell. I mean,
this studio is feeling like money in here.
Which matches all the money being thrown around in the W right now because, ladies, 53 or so days ago, we weren't even sure if we were going to have a season.
Right.
Of course, we get a new CBA that's ratified. I want to start here with you, though, Meek. You came into the league in 1999. How much has the league changed from then to now?
Oh, it's changed so much. I remember like fighting my way to get an exit row on the plane. Like commercial. You know what I'm saying? It was tough times. You know, I can also remember, that $50,000 rookie check.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way.
Which at the time probably felt like so much.
I was about to say, you was paid then because I remember sharing a room my rookie season. I mean, this was the norm where you shared a room your rookie season. Now players are flying private, and to that point, you was making 50K because I don't think I might have had about 40. I think my check was at 40, but we love to see it. Like for me, I feel like the energy was always there, but now the price tag matches what the players are bringing. And what a time, listen, holla at me, players. Can I borrow $1? Right? We got some rich aunties now. Okay.
Exactly. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But I also think the idea that the WNBA is now on USA Sports, by the way, the place that has the most WNBA games this season, is a function of how much the league is expanding and growing. So this is our first game on USA Sports. Of course, the season itself tipped a couple of days ago. And we know that Asia played just yesterday, coming off of a banner year personally and as a team. She got a record 4th MVP. She got the scoring title, the Defensive Player of the Year, regular season and finals MVP. Nobody had ever done that before. 3 titles in 4 years, which means the ice has to go crazy.
Oh my.
So you look at last night, they had their ring ceremony, and to quote the great Gucci Mane, this ain't even half my jewelry, because that's not 1 ring, baby. That's 2 rings. A bespoke ring that comes apart and reveals another ring that honors those 3 championships. To be totally honest, I think I like the transformer part of the ring even better.
The Aces bodied this. These rings, this is a real problem. This is how you know they're paying attention. The championship rings are too big to wear, real talk.
to do that?
Yes.
Or you can flex and wear it out and not look crazy?
Yes.
Because you look crazy when you wear a championship ring, just in regular life.
Yeah, for men, it's okay. For women, those rings shouldn't be that big. It's ridiculous.
Old school, I got the gold ring.
Oh my God.
Come on, Tennessee. Come on, Tennessee.
I get one in the league. I got that gold ring.
But of course, the ring ceremony was maybe the lone bright spot, pun intended, for the Aces last night, because in the actual game, a finals rematch with the Mercury, they lose by 33 points. It was the worst loss by a defending champ in a season opener in W history. Were y'all as shooketh to see that as I was when I was watching it?
I was like, oh my God, is this really happening? But I said it's the Aces. You know, it's early in the season. They got their big three. As we know, they were sitting there contemplating, trying to figure it out on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I'm not hitting the overreaction button just yet, but it was shocking. And honestly, it's like your fear. It's like senior night. There's certain nights where things happen before the game that you already know. Like senior night when I was at UConn, you're crying tears, and then you're supposed to go match up against Pittsburgh with Shavonte Zealous. And it's the same this night where it's like you do want to celebrate the moment, but it is tough. And this is exactly what you don't want to happen. Phoenix came in to get their lick back. I mean, it's just a simple rematch of the finals.
No Gidge. She was balling.
Yeah,
she was balling.
She was. So was AT, who always does particularly well against the Aces. They acknowledge that as well. Are you buying into what Asia said, though, as well? That, like, the emotions of going from the ring ceremony into a game, she wouldn't have done it that way. Maybe she does it. Maybe they do it after the game. Maybe they do it on a standalone type of day. Is that swing of emotions difficult?
I mean, maybe a standalone day. It's tough because it's like, it's just a lot going on. I'm one of those athletes that I have like super strict routines. So what I go through my pregame routines, and I pray in the anthem, and I'm thinking about things that I want to happen. So if it throws off your routine, yes, but I don't know if that was the problem that happened in the game. I don't necessarily know if the ring ceremony was what happened in the game.
I agree with you. I mean, traditionally, it's always before the game. From what I've seen, I haven't seen anyone do a standalone day before. So, you know what? Hey, it's games down the road. They're going to be playing today.
They certainly are, and I know it's game one. Don't panic, especially when you talk about what happened to them last year. But Becky Hammon had some biting words. We're going to hear about that in just a little bit, and I'm going to play a little pop quiz with you. The Aces history.
Aces.
So be prepared. But is there anything else beyond the Aces getting stunned that has stood out to you over the last couple of days of the season?
I will say just the fan support has been awesome. I mean, I found myself on the apps looking to see how many people are in attendance, and the people are showing up. I mean, old, young, even babies are sitting courtside, so I love it. I saw some babies.
Yeah, man, I love it. I think the energy, the momentum is exactly as good as advertised. Like coming in off of this historic CBA, everybody was like, you got to make sure the season happens because it's going to be a historic year. And it started out that way, so I love to see it. But for me, I think the biggest topic of conversation would have to be freedom of movement. Like, I feel like right now it's happening, whenever there's a new point of emphasis, it's going to take some adjustment. And right now in these first games, there's been 44 fouls called in the games. Last year per game, there were 34. So we're looking at about 10 more 10 more fouls called per game. And then even if you look at the games in specific where you had an Indiana Fever game where I'm sure that there was a lot of people that wanted to have this freedom of movement for players like a Caitlin Clark to move around, and then you saw Caitlin Clark get 3 offensive fouls. And so it's like, we got to be careful what you wish for, because she had 3 offensive fouls and she had 14 total in her past 2 seasons of play in 53 games. So you can just see right there that freedom of movement, it is going to affect everyone on a large scale.
Yeah, well, maybe the league looked at the refs and they were like, yo, cash rules everything around me. We got to protect these assets. Because there is more money being thrown around this year than ever before. You guys touched on the top. Take a look at this. 31 players became instant millionaires, including Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, who joined, of course, Asia there in Vegas. On top of new money, of course, the league also expanded. As we take a look, we went from 13 to 15 teams, just like that. Of course, we welcome in Portland and Toronto. It's not really a welcome to Portland, as they were a team in
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
You take a look at the map here. And there you go, some new teams and some familiar places as well, including NECA of Bumake. Here's the now expanded map right now. Teams all over the place, including north of the border and our good friends up north. You mentioned the crowds, 20,000 for Portland.
Oh, yeah, Portland showed it.
Yeah, I saw that they were there. They were packed.
Did. But we also had some teams that we're familiar with and some faces of players that we're familiar with as well. We showed her at the top there, 54 players changing teams, including Nneka Ogwumike, who is back in LA after spending the last 2 in Seattle.
All right, 4 minutes. 4 minutes into the game starts, so I just wanted to show you some of the pregame show. Now I think we should go live, but I gotta take this out so I could charge. Oops. Hold up, I gotta charge this freaking phone. So let's do that. All right. So let's charge this phone. And we can come back to this. Let's just watch it live. Oh, what are we doing?
We look at Asia last year, like I said, she was blue collar. She was doing everything. She was carrying a team. Her back was heavy. They don't want to put their superstar player through that again, so they're going to step up to support her.
Well, but to that point, I understand why Becky said that though, because if you're the coach, we weren't in the locker room.
Let me ask you this pop quiz. How many teams in WNBA history have started out a season 0-2 and won a title?
4.
Can't see that because we're looking at Jackie Young. Game. Right. However, nobody had ever lost by 53 points and won a title either.
Right. So there you go.
Okay, so technical difficulties I've noticed twice with USA Network. All right, so you give them a pass because it's the first show, but this is USA Network. It's not like this is some new network. So, yeah, we just witnessed 2 freaking technical difficulties from them. 2.
I'm dead. Oh, man, it feels good to just... If you don't have the right home coverage, well, this could break your bank. Switch to Allstate, and you can save hundreds. Put it on my tab. I'll show myself up.
This little light of mine in the dark of the hopeful sun.
For those with depression not getting enough relief from their antidepressant, adding Caplyta can help you let in the light, providing greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone. And unlike some medications, Caplyta is also proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression.
That shit got pregnant, man.
Risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not
That's crazy.
For dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
Help see more of the light inside of me.
Southern California day, sunny shining outside Crypto.com Arena and inside. Stars are going to be doing the same shortly as the Sparks welcome the reigning champion ACES to Los Angeles. The Aces began their title defense yesterday in Vegas after receiving their third championship ring in 4 seasons before the game. The ring ceremony was great, but everything after that, well, yeah, it was an afternoon to forget as far as the game was concerned. So Asia Wilson and the Aces in town with their focus on one thing, winning this ball game. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the WNBA on USA. This is Sarah Kustok. Paris Lawson is here as well. I am Kate Scott, and Sarah, it is our honor to be welcoming you to the inaugural W game.
So Kate Scott, for some of you who don't know, she does play-by-play for Madden. So if you ever play Madden football, she's the one that the lone female commentator. Where she does her commentary with Brock Heward. So if you put in Madden 26, you're gonna hear Kate Scott.
And Sparks, let's start obviously with the best player in the league on both ends of the floor, the reigning MVP and co-defensive player of the year, Asia Wilson.
It's hard to believe that she continues to top herself, coming off of putting together one of the finest seasons in professional basketball history. And the thing about Asia Wilson is that she does it all when it comes to the offensive side. She's got the physicality, she's got the finesse, the efficiency, the footwork fundamentals, everything to go along with the moxie and the fierceness that she brings to the table, dominating the paint and dominating on the defensive side of the floor, coming off of a defensive player of the year season, and that is a major factor in how she's able to be such a exclusively elite player to go along with a full deck. Take a look at this.
It's not just her, but
everyone coming back for this Las Vegas Aces team. The championship pedigree is there, and now it's about that hunger.
And now for the Sparks. Okay, great first year for Los Angeles under Lynn Roberts. That was her first year as head coach here in LA last year. Now this year, year 2, it is all about returning to that championship conversation that they've been in since this league started in '97, and Kelsey Plum is their leader.
She's back for her second season here with the Los Angeles Sparks, and she's coming off a career year. And we know for this Sparks team, for them to get back to that type of championship caliber, it's going to start at the defensive end, and that's an area that Plum has continued to work on improving. And we see it in her tenacity on the floor, and also that bag that is so deep. She can score from anywhere on anyone at any time. Her ability to be able to put the ball on the floor, create for herself, but also create for others. And that's a major factor in the compliments of the roster that's coming in. Nneka Ogwumike now coming back, winning a title for the Sparks team after spending her first 12 years in Los Angeles. And a Cameron Brink finally healthy with an offseason that has her ready to go and be a force on the inside like we've anticipated.
Well, Sarah, you mentioned it. Nneka, the league MVP, led LA to the title here back in 2016. Asia Wilson, well, she did that and a whole lot more. She was the finals MVP as well. When we come back, she chats with our Paris Lawson. It is the WNBA on USA, and we are so happy to have you with us.
Bro, hold up.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got.
You know what I want to do, y'all? I got to kill this stream. And I want to show it landscape without this. And if they kill the stream, then I'll go back to this. But I need to make a thumbnail for the Aces and the Sparks. It's only right. And I got to kill the stream. And then I'll do it the traditional way. If YouTube kills it, then I'll go back to this. So